The deaf kitten cried outside every night, and when Grandma let her in, she froze in shock. In a world where the smallest of voices can be drowned out by the cacophony of life, one tiny creature reached out against the cold and darkness, crying for solace. Every night, the heart-wrenching cries of a deaf kitten echoed through the neighborhood, a poignant reminder of vulnerability and the unyielding need for connection. What could possibly compel a little creature to summon such desperate calls for help? And what would happen when the door finally creaked open, revealing a truth that would leave a grandmother frozen in disbelief? This is a story of resilience, unexpected bonds, and the hidden depths of love that can emerge in the most unlikely circumstances. It all began on a chilly autumn evening, as the amber leaves danced in the wind and the sun slipped beneath the horizon. In a cozy little house at the end of the lane, Grandma Edna settled into her favorite armchair, the fabric worn but comforting, a space that had cradled her through countless seasons of life. With a cup of chamomile tea warming her hands, she listened to the familiar sounds of her modest home. The ticking of the clock, the soft rustle of pages turning in her well-loved book, and the occasional creak of the floorboards. However, as the evening deepened, a new sound pierced through the stillness, a faint, plaintive mewing that tugged at her heartstrings. At first, Edna attributed the cries to a stray cat, a common occurrence in her neighborhood. But as the nights wore on, the calls grew more insistent, echoing through the dark like a sorrowful melody. It was as if the kitten was singing a song of longing, each note layered with the weight of loneliness. Her heart ached for the small creature, wondering what circumstances could lead it to cry out in such despair. Surely, somewhere nearby, a mother cat was searching for a lost kitten, or perhaps a litter had been abandoned, left to fend for themselves in a world that could be so cruel. The nights turned into a routine for Edna, who would often sit by her window, peering into the darkness, hoping to catch a glimpse of the little one. And with each passing night, her empathy grew. The cries were not just mere sounds. They were punctuations of a story still unfolding, a narrative of survival that had yet to reach its conclusion. The thought of that tiny, vulnerable creature alone in the cold was unbearable. What if it was injured? What if it had been separated from its family? What if, in its desperate search for warmth, it was calling out for someone to save it? Driven by compassion, Edna made a decision. One fateful night, as the moon cast a silvery glow over her garden, she opened the door. The chill of the night air rushed in, but her heart surged with warmth. The cries grew louder, and she could hear the rustling of leaves under tiny paws. As she stepped outside, the little kitten emerged from the shadows, eyes wide and shimmering with fear and hope. But there was something that struck Edna immediately. It was clear that the kitten was deaf. Its cries were not just cries. They were expressions of longing that resonated deeply with Edna's own experiences of love and loss. As the kitten approached, Edna knelt down, inviting the little creature closer with gentle gestures. There was an undeniable connection between them, a shared understanding that transcended sound. The kitten, with its soft fur and bright eyes, seemed to sense her kindness and stepped closer, cautiously, yet with an undeniable trust. Edna's heart swelled with affection as she reached out a hand, ready to welcome the tiny creature into her home. Little did she know that what she would discover next would leave her utterly speechless. Just as the kitten took its first tentative steps into the warmth of the house, Edna noticed something peculiar. There, nestled in the folds of its fur, was a tiny scrap of paper, wrinkled and worn. In an instant, her curiosity was piqued, and her heart raced with anticipation. What could it be? A note? A plea for help? As she gently extracted the paper from the kitten's coat, her eyes widened in disbelief. The words scrawled hastily across the page painted a picture that was both heart-wrenching and extraordinary. The note revealed a story of heartbreak and resilience that reached far beyond the innocent cry of a lost kitten. It was a message from someone who had cared deeply for this little creature, someone who had faced unimaginable circumstances. The note conveyed a tale of a family torn apart by tragedy, of a young child who had loved this kitten fiercely before circumstances beyond their control forced them to part ways. The writer, a young girl, had left the kitten behind in a moment of desperation, hoping that it would find a safe haven, a loving soul to protect it. Edna felt a rush of emotions: sympathy for the girl who had suffered, admiration for the kitten's tenacity, and a renewed sense of purpose. With the note in hand, Edna felt an overwhelming urge to not only provide a home for the little kitten, but to honor the story that had brought them together. She understood that this was not just about rescuing a lost animal. It was about bridging the gap between two worlds: the world of the girl who had loved the kitten and the world of the grandmother who would now nurture it. As the warmth of the home enveloped them both, Edna resolved to give this kitten a new name, one that would carry the spirit of the girl who had loved it so dearly. She thought of how to honor that connection, a symbol of hope and love that transcended their disparate circumstances. In that moment, she decided to name the kitten Hope, a name that echoed the journey they would embark on together, one filled with healing, understanding, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow. As the nights turned into weeks, Edna and Hope formed a bond that transcended the boundaries of language. The little kitten had found its voice, not in cries, but in the daily rhythms of life shared with Grandma Edna. Each day brought new adventures, from playful leaps across the living room to quiet moments of snuggling on the couch. Hope thrived in the warmth of her new home, her spirit shining brightly as she explored the world around her. But as the seasons changed, so too did the layers of their story unfold. Edna, reflecting on the note she had found, became determined to discover more about the girl who had written it. She felt a deep connection to the writer, a kindred spirit who had faced challenges that mirrored her own in unexpected ways. With that thought in mind, Edna began to piece together the threads of the past, hoping to honor the little girl's memory by sharing the kitten's journey and perhaps even reuniting Hope with her first family. In doing so, Edna would soon discover that the journey of love, loss, and resilience is never truly complete until all pieces of the puzzle are found and cherished. The bond between a grandmother and a kitten had ignited a powerful quest for understanding, compassion, and reconciliation, a journey that would ultimately reveal the extraordinary power of love in its many forms. And so, as the days turned into rich experiences filled with laughter and discovery, Edna and Hope ventured into a new chapter of their lives, one that promised to uncover the mysteries of their intertwined fates. The warmth of the hearth would be their sanctuary, but the world outside beckoned with questions waiting to be answered and connections yearning to be made. Together, they would navigate the delicate balance of healing and hope, embarking on a journey that would redefine their understanding of family and belonging. As the days passed, Edna found herself immersed in a renewed sense of purpose, her heart swelling with love, not only for Hope, but also for the story that awaited revelation. The note had served as a catalyst, igniting a desire to bridge the gap between her own experiences and those of the little girl who had once loved Hope so deeply. Edna's curiosity transformed into determination, propelling her to seek out the remnants of that past, to connect the threads of loss and love that bound them all. Each morning, Edna would sit at her kitchen table, a steaming cup of tea beside her, poring over community records, local news articles, and social media posts in search of any clues that might lead her to the girl. She meticulously documented every detail, her fingers tracing the familiar lines of the note, the delicate handwriting revealing a soul that had poured her heart into those few scrawled words. The girl mentioned a park where they often played, a vibrant place filled with laughter and sunlight, and Edna felt an undeniable pull to visit it. One crisp afternoon, with Hope securely tucked in a cozy little carrier, Edna set off for the park. The air was fresh, tinged with the earthy scent of fallen leaves, and as she walked, memories of her own childhood began to surface. She recalled the simple joys of playing with friends, the thrill of feeling the sun on her face, and the comfort of knowing she belonged to a community. With each step, she felt the weight of the girl's longing, her heart echoing the cries of the kitten that had brought them together. Upon reaching the park, Edna was greeted by the vibrant colors of autumn: trees standing tall, their leaves a blaze of reds and golds, children laughing and playing in the distance. She found a bench under a sprawling oak tree, its branches offering a comforting embrace, and settled down with hope nestled beside her. As she watched the children play, a pang of sadness washed over her. She imagined the girl, perhaps once carefree, laughing and running through the grass with hope by her side. It was then that Edna noticed a girl sitting alone on the swings, her gaze distant and contemplative. The girl appeared to be around the same age as the writer of the note, and something about her struck a chord deep within Edna. She watched as the girl gently pushed herself back and forth, her hair catching the light in a golden halo. There was a certain sadness in her eyes that mirrored the longing Edna had sensed in the note. Gathering her courage, Edna approached the swings. "Hello there," she said softly, her voice warm and inviting. The girl's head turned, and their eyes met. "Mind if I join you?" The girl shrugged, offering a faint smile. "Sure." As Edna settled onto the swing beside her, she felt an immediate connection, a shared understanding that transcended words. "This is a beautiful park, isn't it?" she began, trying to draw the girl out. "I brought my kitten here once. I used to come here a lot when I was younger." "Yeah," the girl replied quietly, her voice barely above a whisper. "I used to come here too." Edna took a deep breath, the moment feeling significant, as if the universe had conspired to bring them together in this very spot. "I found a little kitten not long ago. She was crying outside my house every night, and when I let her in, I found a note tucked in her fur." The girl's eyes widened, a flicker of recognition crossing her face. What did the note say? With great care, Edna recounted the contents of the note, watching as the girl's expression shifted from curiosity to disbelief. As she spoke, Edna could see the emotions playing out on the girl's face. Hope mingled with sorrow, the weight of memories threatening to spill over. "That was my kitten," the girl finally said, her voice trembling. "Her name was Bella. I had to leave her behind when we had to move. I thought she'd be okay, that someone would take care of her." Edna's heart ached for the girl, and she felt an overwhelming urge to comfort her. "You loved her very much, didn't you?" "Yeah," the girl replied, tears brimming in her eyes. "She was my best friend." In that moment, Edna understood the depth of the bond they shared, the profound connection that transcended time and circumstance. "I named her Hope," she said gently, "because I wanted to honor the love you had for her." The girl's gaze softened, and a small smile broke through her tears. "Hope is a perfect name." Edna reached for Hope, who was peering curiously out of her carrier. As she lifted the kitten into her arms, she could feel the warmth radiating from the small creature, a living testament to the love that had endured despite the trials they had each faced. "Would you like to meet her?" she asked, her voice filled with tenderness. The girl nodded, her eyes shining with a mix of joy and trepidation. As Edna placed Hope in the girl's outstretched hands, the kitten nuzzled into her, purring softly. It was a moment of healing, a reunion that transcended the pain of separation, a bridge connecting their past and present. "I missed you so much, Bella," the girl whispered, her voice cracking with emotion. "I thought I'd never see you again." Edna watched as the girl cradled Hope, the bond between them rekindled in an instant. It was a poignant reminder of the resilience of love, capable of withstanding even the most challenging circumstances. In that moment, Edna realized that their journey had come full circle, the warmth of family and connection stitching together the frayed edges of their stories. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the park, Edna and the girl shared stories of childhood dreams, of the pain of loss, and the joy of unexpected reunions. They laughed and cried, weaving a tapestry of shared experiences and newfound understanding. Edna could see the light returning to the girl's eyes, a glimmer of hope emerging from the shadows of heartache. The bond between them deepened that day, as they forged a new connection rooted in love, compassion, and resilience. Together, they embraced the notion that family could take on many forms, that love could be both a guiding light and a refuge. As they prepared to leave, Edna felt a sense of fulfillment wash over her. She had embarked on this journey seeking to uncover the past, and in doing so, had not only transformed Hope's life but had also touched the heart of a young girl poised to reclaim her sense of belonging. With the promise of friendship blossoming between them, Edna and the girl exchanged contact information, vowing to stay in touch. As they walked away from the park, Edna felt a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that together, they could create a future filled with love and understanding. And so, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, the trio, Edna, Hope, and the girl, began a new chapter of their lives, one that would be marked by resilience, compassion, and the indomitable spirit of love. The cries that had once echoed through the night had transformed into laughter and joy, the warmth of connection enveloping them all. Their journey was far from over. It was only just beginning, a testament to the extraordinary power of love in its many forms. As the days turned into weeks, the bond between Edna and the girl, whose name was revealed to be Lily, blossomed into a beautiful friendship. Each week, they would meet at the park, sharing stories and laughter while Hope, now fully embraced as part of both their lives, played joyously at their feet. The reunion had fostered a sense of healing for both Edna and Lily, each finding solace in the other's company. With every meeting, Edna learned more about Lily's life, the challenges her family had faced, and the love that had once surrounded Hope. Lily spoke of how difficult it had been to leave Bella behind, sharing the heartache of moving away from the only home she had known, where every corner echoed with memories of laughter and warmth. Edna listened intently, offering comfort and understanding, her heart swelling with admiration for the resilience of the young girl before her. One sunny afternoon, as they sat beneath the sprawling oak tree, Edna decided to share a piece of her own story. "You know, Lily, I've had my share of heartache too. I lost my husband a few years ago, and there were days when the loneliness felt insurmountable." She paused, gathering her thoughts. "But then I found Hope. She came into my life at a time when I needed someone to love, someone to care for, just like you love Bella." Lily's eyes widened, her empathy palpable. "I'm so sorry, Edna. I can't imagine how hard that must have been." "It was," Edna admitted, her voice softening. "But it also taught me the importance of connection. It reminded me that even in the darkest times, love has a way of finding us, of guiding us back to the light." As the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting long shadows across the park, Lily gazed at Hope, who was playing with a fallen leaf. "I really thought I'd lost Bella forever. Finding her again, it's like getting a piece of my heart back." The sincerity in her voice resonated with Edna, a testament to the profound bond that had been rekindled between the girl and her beloved kitten. "I think that's what makes our stories so special," Edna replied. "They remind us of what matters most: love, family, and the connections we forge along the way." With each passing week, their meetings evolved into a cherished routine, a circle of friendship that wrapped around them like a warm embrace. Edna often invited Lily and her family over for dinner, filling her home with laughter and the aroma of home-cooked meals. The evenings were filled with stories, games, and the shared joy of watching Hope thrive in the loving environment they had created together. One evening, as they gathered around the dinner table, Edna noticed a change in Lily. Her laughter had become more vibrant, her smiles more frequent. As they shared their meal, Edna felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing that she was playing a role in helping Lily heal from the wounds of the past. "Can I tell you something?" Lily asked, her voice hesitant but filled with sincerity. "Of course," Edna encouraged, her heart open to whatever the girl had to say. "I've been thinking about how I can help other animals like Bella," Lily said, her eyes lighting up with passion. "I want to start a little rescue group. I know there are so many pets out there that need love and care just like Bella did." Edna felt a swell of pride in her chest. "That's an amazing idea, Lily. You have such a big heart. I'd love to help you with that." From that moment, the seed of a new adventure was planted. Together, they began to brainstorm ideas for a community initiative that would not only bring awareness to the plight of abandoned animals, but also create a support system for families in need. They envisioned organizing fundraisers, setting up adoption events, and fostering a network of volunteers who shared their passion for helping animals in distress. With Edna's guidance and Lily's youthful enthusiasm, they set out to build a community that echoed with the same love and warmth that had brought them together. They reached out to local shelters and animal welfare organizations, sharing their vision and seeking support. Edna's experience and connections within the community proved invaluable, while Lily's infectious energy inspired others to join their cause. As they worked together, they realized that their project was not just about helping animals, it was also about healing. For Lily, it became a way to channel her love for Bella into something meaningful, fostering a sense of purpose that had been missing since her family's move. For Edna, it was an opportunity to honor her late husband's legacy, as he had always been an advocate for animal welfare. They organized their first fundraiser at the local community center, transforming the space into a lively gathering filled with laughter, music, and the joyous energy of shared purpose. Families came together, each bringing along their pets, creating a vibrant tapestry of life and love. There were games for children, information booths about responsible pet ownership, and even a bake sale featuring treats made by Edna herself. As the event unfolded, Edna and Lily moved through the crowd, sharing their story and the mission behind their initiative. They were met with overwhelming support, with community members eagerly donating their time, resources, and funds to help their cause. The atmosphere was electric, a testament to the power of connection and the shared desire to make a difference. By the end of the day, they had raised enough money to support local shelters and provide care for animals in need. As they counted the donations, tears of joy welled in Lily's eyes. "I can't believe we did this, Edna." Bella would be so proud. Edna wrapped her arm around the girl, her heart swelling with pride. "You've done something incredible, Lily. You've shown that love can inspire change. And by helping others, you're honoring the love you had for Bella." With the success of their first event, Edna and Lily were motivated to continue their mission, planning more fundraisers and outreach programs aimed at educating the community about the importance of animal welfare. They established a small team of volunteers, each person bringing unique skills and ideas to the table, creating a ripple effect of compassion that spread throughout the community. As time went on, the story of Edna, Lily, and Hope became known in the neighborhood, an inspiring tale of resilience, love, and the indomitable spirit of friendship. They became a beacon of hope for others who had faced similar challenges, showing that it is possible to create positive change, even from the depths of sorrow. And so, as the seasons changed once more, their journey continued, filled with laughter, love, and the joy of making a difference. They would often reflect on how far they had come. From the lonely cries of a deaf kitten outside a grandmother's door to a thriving community united by compassion and the desire to help those in need. Edna realized that their story was not just about rescuing animals. It was about discovering the power of connection, the strength found in shared experiences, and the beauty of creating a family that extended beyond blood ties. Together, they had woven a tapestry of love that embraced not only Hope, but also the countless animals and families they would continue to help. As they sat together one evening, watching Hope play in the garden, Edna turned to Lily, her heart full. "You've taught me so much, Lily. You've reminded me that even in the face of loss, there is always hope." Lily smiled, her eyes shining with determination. "And you've shown me that love can heal. Edna, thank you for believing in me and for giving me a chance to make a difference." In that moment, they understood the true essence of family, the unbreakable bonds forged through love, compassion, and the shared journey of hope. Together, they would continue to create a legacy of kindness, proving that even the smallest voices, like that of a deaf kitten, could echo through the world, inspiring change and connection. As the sun set, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold, Edna and Lily knew that their journey was far from over. There were more stories to uncover, more lives to touch, and a world waiting to embrace the power of love. And with hope at their side, they felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, united by a bond that would last a lifetime.